Seattle, June 2025. A sky painted in stormy crimson light, thunder cracking across the horizon. The city buzzes with summer energy. Tourists, families, couples, all converging at the base of one of America's most iconic landmarks, the Space Needle. The camera sweeps upward. The tower gleams like a silver spear piercing the sky, its rotating observation deck glowing with neon reflections. Banners flap violently in the rising wind. Seattle Skyline Festival. One night only. Music from below drifts upward. Laughter, chatter, clinking glasses. But underneath this joy lies something darker, something inevitable. The setup. Characters introduced. We meet Maya Carter, 24, a university student. She stands in line with her friends, clutching her phone, recording TikTok clips of the glittering skyline. Her laughter feels nervous, uneasy. Beside her is Ethan Brooks, 26, her boyfriend. Sarcastic, protective, always pretending he isn't scared of heights. He teases her. "Come on, Maya, it's just an elevator ride. What's the worst that could happen?" Her eyes flick upward. The steel frame groans faintly in the wind. For a second, just a second, she sees something. A quick flash, a vision. The tower, shattering apart in fire and screams. But then it's gone. They step into the elevator. Doors shut. The ride begins. The rising tension. Inside, the glass elevator, people chatter, take selfies, lean on the railing. A child points downward, squealing in excitement. But Maya grips Ethan's hand tighter. Every vibration of the cables makes her chest tighten. The rumble of thunder outside grows louder. The elevator stops at the top. The doors open, and the group spills out into the rotating observation deck 500 feet above Seattle. The view is breathtaking. The Puget Sound shimmers with city lights. Mount Rainier looms in the distance like a sleeping titan. Boats cut across the black water, leaving glowing trails. Everyone gasps, laughs, takes pictures, but Maya doesn't smile. She feels the glass floor under her shoes tremble. And then, crack, a sound like bone snapping. She freezes. No one else notices. The collapse begins. Space Needle destruction. Crack. The sound slices through the night like lightning splitting the earth. At first, it's subtle, just a faint vibration underfoot. The rotating deck shudders, glasses clink against tabletops, a waiter stumbles and laughs nervously. Then the lights flicker. Once. Twice. The neon glow across the skyline dies for a split second, plunging everyone into a half-second of darkness. And in that silence, boom! A steel joint snaps from deep inside the tower. The vibration ripples upward like an earthquake. Screams erupt as the glass floor splinters with a spiderweb crack. Maya's heart slams. She clutches Ethan's arm. "Ethan, it's happening." No one hears her. Panic swallows the air. The first, fall one of the outer beams buckles, shrieking like tortured metal. Sparks rain from the ceiling. A spotlight crashes down, exploding against the glass. People scatter. A child slips. His mother screams as he dangles over the cracked glass floor. A stranger grabs him, hauling him back just before the glass panel shatters away into the void. Below, 500 feet of open air. The observation deck tilts. Drinks, tables, chairs slide toward the broken section. People claw for the railings, shrieking as objects crash through the opening and vanish into the night sky. The city below watches in horror as shards of glowing glass rain down like meteors. Chaos. Unleashed, outside, the Space Needle groans. The storm surges. Lightning forks across the sky, illuminating the skeletal frame of the tower, and the fractures spreading upward like cracks in ice. Inside, chaos. A couple is crushed by a collapsing beam. Tourists slam against walls as the Rotating floor seizes and then lurches violently in the opposite direction. The rotation reverses. The deck spins uncontrollably, flinging people against windows. The glass bows, creaks, and finally bursts outward, raining shards into the storm. The wind howls through the deck now, tearing napkins, bags, even cell phones straight into the night. Maya screams over the storm, "We have to get out." The elevator. Disaster, Ethan drags her toward the elevator. A cluster of people slam the call button desperately. The doors open. The group shoves inside. The elevator descends, then jerks violently. The cables snap one by one with gunshot cracks. Sparks. Rain from above as the elevator plummets in freefall. Maya's eyes widen. She sees the terrified reflection of strangers screaming beside her. Then, crash. The elevator slams into its emergency brakes. Bodies slam against walls. Bones crack. Blood sprays against the mirrored surface. The survivors inside crumple, barely alive. The doors jam. Smoke floods the shaft. The tower gives way from the outside. The entire tower bends. A horrific screech echoes across Seattle as the central spine snaps. The top section, the glowing saucer, tilts at an impossible angle. Glass walls shatter, sending dozens of screaming tourists plummeting like broken dolls. Below, on the ground, crowds scatter in blind terror. Cars smash into one another as drivers slam brakes to watch in horror. The Space Needle collapses piece by piece, raining molten sparks, twisted steel, and bodies into the streets. The saucer finally rips free. For one breathtaking, silent second, it hangs in the air like a falling moon. Then it plummets. Impact, an explosion like a warhead. The shockwave shatters windows for blocks. Fire roars upward as the once iconic landmark becomes a collapsing inferno. The final collapse. Space Needle destruction extended. Inside the deck, total breakdown. The observation deck tilts sharper now, the incline so steep that tables, chairs, and even people slide across the floor like toys on glass. A waiter loses his grip and slams against the railing. The metal bars bend. His scream cuts off as the railing gives way and he is sucked into the night. Maya and Ethan cling to each other, bracing against the wall. Their friends are scattered, some clawing the floor, others vanishing through gaps of broken glass. The howling wind drowns out all human sound. Suddenly, the rotating gear beneath the deck snaps. The floor lurches violently and a massive circular section shears away, breaking free like a loose cog. A dozen screaming tourists ride that section down as it tilts off the side and falls, spinning end over end into the city below. Their screams are still echoing when it slams into a rooftop and explodes in fire. Ground-level terror. On the streets below, crowds scatter like ants under fire. Tourists clutching cameras run blindly. Mothers dragging children by the arm, cars colliding as horns blare and glass shatters. Chunks of burning steel rain down. A man tries to shield his daughter beneath a bus stop awning. The awning holds for 2 seconds before a girder tears through it like paper, crushing them both. Nearby, a city bus screeches to a halt. Passengers scream as a beam smashes through the windshield, skewering 3 rows at once. Blood paints the glass in an instant. Panic surges outward in waves. Pedestrians trample each other in the scramble to escape. Sirens wail, but even first. Responders hesitate as they watch the impossible, the icon of Seattle crumbling like wet paper. The tower splits. A massive groan reverberates across the city as the Space Needle bends almost 30 degrees. The central support column, once indestructible, is now nothing more than fractured steel groaning under gravity's grip. At the very top, the saucer deck tears apart. Giant glass panels shatter outward like explosive crystal. Each shard glints. with storm lightning as it plummets, slicing through the air like guillotines. Some impale cars. Some slice pedestrians clean in half. Blood erupts across the streets like spray paint against asphalt. The tower sways again. A second support beam buckles. The Needl above, the iconic spire, snaps off completely, whistling downward like a falling spear. It pierces the ground, a block away, skewering a food truck. The explosion rattles the earth. The elevator shaft. Final death trap. Inside the broken elevator shaft, sparks rain down as cables whip like decapitation blades. Survivors trapped in the elevator bang on the doors, screaming. The emergency brakes fail. With a final metallic scream, the elevator car rips loose. It plunges the rest of the way down, smashing through the lobby floor in a volcanic eruption of glass, fire, and bodies. The shockwave blasts survivors near the entrance off their feet. Some don't get up. Street-level view of the collapse from the ground. Thousands of horrified eyes watch as the entire saucer section teeters like a plate on the verge of falling. There's a split second where it seems it might hold. A collective gasp of hope. And then, the central column splits in half. The saucer tips forward, ripping free in a scream of twisted metal. For an endless moment, it hangs suspended. An impossible sight, glowing with fire, raining sparks, and bodies as it begins its descent. The sound it makes is not human, a low, ripping groan that shakes the lungs of everyone watching. Then it falls. Impact. City in flames. The saucer smashes into the ground with nuclear force. The impact detonates. In fire and concrete, a mushroom cloud of debris blasting upward. Buildings nearest to the Needl collapse instantly, their windows shattering outward like bombs. Cars flip end over end. People are hurled through the air as though gravity itself has reversed. The shockwave rips across downtown Seattle, flattening. Weaker structures, toppling streetlights, hurling shards of glass into screaming crowds. Fire erupts everywhere. Alarms shriek across the city as smoke blackens the night sky. And in the middle of it all, the Space Needle. Once a proud monument, now lies broken, twisted, engulfed in flame. Maya's last view on the collapsing deck. Maya clings to Ethan, her nails digging into his skin. Her eyes reflect the inferno below as she whispers, "This is it. We're going to die." The floor beneath them crumbles. They tumble forward, flailing into the storm, the wind tearing the scream from her throat. For a moment, time slows. She sees every detail. The fiery wreckage below. Bodies falling like meteors. A skull-shaped cloud forming in the smoke. And then, black. The collapse. Aftermath, the Space Needle's death. The ground after impact. The firestorm spreads outward from the ruins. Asphalt cracks open where burning beams punch through the streets. The air is thick with black smoke, choking survivors as they stagger blindly, coughing blood and soot. A man crawls from under an overturned car, legs broken, glass embedded in. His face. He looks up, just in time to see another slab of falling steel crush him flat. Across the street, an office tower wavers. Its glass facade, already fractured from the shockwave, caves inward. Floors pancake downward in seconds, dust pluming, skyward like a volcanic eruption. Sirens wail from every direction, but the streets are impassable. Police cruisers sit abandoned, some aflame, their radios screeching with static. Fire trucks can't get through. Ambulances are blocked by overturned. Buses. The city is gridlocked, drowning in chaos. Inside the debris field, the once proud plaza is gone. It's now a crater of twisted rebar, collapsed stairwells, and mountains of shattered concrete. From somewhere in the rubble, muffled cries rise. Survivors trapped under beams claw weakly toward the light. Hands reach upward before flames sweep. over them, silencing the screams. The observation deck, now a burning carcass half buried in the ruins, creaks ominously. Still, small movements can be seen. Survivors staggering through smoke, coughing, eyes wide with shell shock. One young couple holds each other, blood soaking their clothes as they limp aimlessly toward nowhere. A flaming section of the ceiling collapses onto them mid-step. Their bodies vanish in a burst of fire. Wide-angle horror from across Puget Sound, the collapse looks like the end of the world. The skyline glows red, a massive fireball rising into the night. The Space Needle, the symbol of Seattle, is gone. Only a smoldering skeleton remains. Helicopters circle overhead, their floodlights cutting through the smoke. But even from the air, the destruction is too vast to comprehend. Reporters scream into cameras. Anchors back in studios choke on their words as live feeds broadcast the carnage worldwide. The world is watching. The world is horrified. The final moments on deck Maya and Ethan, still clinging to each other, tumble amid the debris. Sparks shower around them, metal shrieking in every direction. Their friends, Jordan, Chris, Natalie, are lost in the chaos, screams swallowed by the roar of collapsing steel. The ground tilts again. The entire deck, what's left of it, begins sliding down into the crater, taking everyone with it. Maya lifts her head. Her eyes catch the impossible, the fiery reflection of the ruins forming a skull in the smoke above. Her lips part to scream, and then the snapback, the vision, ends. Gasp. Maya's eyes fly open. Her chest heaves, her skin clammy with sweat. She's not buried in fire. She's not falling. She's standing. The plaza is alive again. The busker strums his guitar. The smell of garlic fries drifts on the warm breeze. Tourists laugh and chatter. The Space Needle rises tall, proud, untouched. Her friends are right beside her. Jordan scrolling his phone. Natalie rolling her eyes at Chris's latest joke. Liam staring silently at the tower, exactly as it had been before. But Maya knows. Felt the heat. She heard the bones snap. She saw the fire consume them. The realization. Her breathing is ragged. She clutches her chest. Jordan looks up, concerned. "Maya, you okay?" Her voice cracks. I saw it. The tower. It collapsed. We all—" Her voice fails. Tears well. "We all died." The group freezes. Chris tries to laugh it off, but it's brittle. Hollow. What?" Natalie frowns. "Like a nightmare?" Maya shakes her head violently. "No, not a nightmare. It was real. I saw it happen. Every second of it. The cables snapping, the fire, the screams. We didn't survive." Liam watches her closely. His face is pale, but his voice is calm. "She's serious." Natalie crosses her arms. "So what? We just skipped the elevator because of a vision." "Yes," Maya shouts, desperation sharpening her tone. She grabs Natalie's wrist. "I watched you die. Don't make me watch." "It again." Natalie freezes. Her sarcasm dies on her lips at the fire in Maya's eyes. Chris glances nervously at the others. "I mean, hey, drinks downtown don't sound too bad." Jordan rubs his face, conflicted. "Maya, you've had anxiety before. Maybe this is—" "Don't you dare." She cuts him off, voice trembling but fierce. "Don't you dare. Tell me, this is in my head. If we get on that elevator, we die. All of us." Liam nods, steady. "Then we stay off the tower." The group hesitates. The air is heavy. The choice. The elevator chimes. The doors slide open. A crowd of tourists, smiling and laughing, step inside. The glass walls glitter with city lights. Maya's heart pounds. She stares at the elevator like it's a coffin. The group stands frozen. Jordan looks from Maya's pale, sweat-slicked face to the elevator. He sighs. "All right, we don't go." The doors close. The elevator begins to rise. Maya's eyes widen. She can already hear it. the echo of screams only she remembers. Cut to black Final Destination. Bloodlines. The elevator rises, vanishing into the glowing tower above. Laughter echoes faintly from inside. Maya stares upward, her chest tightening. She knows what's coming, even if no one else does. The camera slowly zooms on her face, pale, haunted, slick with sweat. In her wide, trembling eyes, we see a faint reflection of fire that hasn't happened yet. Jordan rests a hand on her shoulder, trying to steady her. "It's okay," he murmurs. But Maya doesn't answer. She can't, because somewhere deep inside, she feels it. Fate has already chosen them. The music swells, low and ominous like the growl of something ancient and patient. The screen cuts to black, and in silence the title slams onto the screen. Final Destination. Bloodlines.